Well, hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, July the 7th, 2023. Friday, July the 7th. Well, Jack finds out about Ashley and Tucker forming a company together. And of course, he finds out about it just the way she found out about Jack making Diane CTO of Jabot. He found out in a press announcement on the internet. Poor Jackie. Oh, he's so mad. He's so upset. He and Diane were at home because look, they can't go to work. And he's like, Tucker did this. He talked her into it. And oh my, he's just so up in arms, right? And Diane's like, I can't believe she's gonna go into business. And he's like, Ashley, that's just like Ashley. She gets mad at something, then she wants, oh no, he told Ashley this. So he and Diane are ratting and raving at home, and Tucker and Ashley are celebrating at society, cha-ching, cha-ching, with champagne and just laughing amongst themselves, saying, I bet you I know what Jack's face is looking like. And then Tucker started mimicking Jack, mad, and Ashley was laughing. She goes, you're pretty good at that. And I thought, nah, not really. Didn't even sound like Jack. Didn't sound like him at all. I could do better at mimicking Jack than Trevor St. John. But anyway, um, they're laughing and talking, and she says, yeah, I can't wait to get a rise out of him. And so Tucker says, well, look, you got your wish. And he kind of nods his head towards the door, like turn around. And Ashley turns around and she sees Jack and Diane, and she turns back around to Tucker, and Jack comes up. You couldn't wait to make a mistake like this. You're going to regret what you're doing. This is a mistake, you going into business with him. I know this was all his doing. And Ashley looks at him and says, I don't know what you're talking about, Jackie. Oh, you're mad. So you're going to take all your toys and with you. And she looked at him and she didn't say anything. See what he meant by take all your toys. The patents are Ashley's. Everything she creates, she owns. Right? So she just looked at him and he goes, Tucker, I want to speak to you outside. And Jack goes, Ashley goes, anything you have to say to Tucker, you can say right here in front of me. And Tucker goes, look, Ashley, don't even worry about it. I am going to go talk to Jack because I'm honestly interested into what he possibly could have to say to me. So Ashley's like, okay. So Tucker gets up with his Tucker instigation on him. And he goes, and Jack goes outside with him, and he's saying, this is all your doing. You have hurt her so many times in the past, and you're getting ready to hurt her again. You caused her to leave her own family company. And he goes, Jack, for one thing, you have made Ashley feel like it's not her family company at all, right? At all. You don't consult her in any decision making, none. He says, so that is not what John Abbott would want. And he goes, he goes, look, for what he said first, he goes, look, he says, this is Jack talking to Tucker, you need to convince Ashley to stop this vendetta she has against Diane. Now, my sister's getting ready to forming another company with the enemy, and the only thing I could say coming out of my mouth is, you need to stop her from not playing nice to my woman. Tucker says, first of all, Jack, you know what? This is just interesting because Dina left you all and then came back years later. And then Diane did the same thing, but in a much worse fashion, right? Horrific fashion. And you just expect, go, don't you put any of their names out of their mouths. Don't you? He goes, Jack, look, your John Abbott would not like this at all. The fighting. This is not, because he goes, here, her family's company. And he goes, no, let me tell you something. John Abbott was all about family. And Jabot was just his company. It's one thing I know about John Abbott. He put his family first. He says, now, as far as me talking to Ashley, we both know it would do no good. Ashley's going to do what Ashley wants to do. I don't have to tell her to do one thing or another. Ashley is in business with me because she wants to be in business with me. He says, and you want to know something, Jack? By the simple fact that you're out here talking to me instead of talking to your sister, you are afraid of her. And Jack looks at him. He goes, oh, yeah, you're afraid of what Ashley can do. You don't want to go up toe to toe with her. But I'm not in that. Tucker's like, but it's going to be interesting to watch. Because Tucker's like, Ashley's going to mop the floor with you. And she actually could. She actually could. Ashley actually has. When she truly goes up against Jack, she finally hits him below the belt, which is what she did when she took all her patents with her and she started her own company. Jabot, it took them years to get around that huge hurting because they didn't have anybody, a chemist. They didn't have anybody to create new fragrances. They were floundering, right? While Ashley's new company was flourishing. I hated the fact when Ashley did fold it back into Jabot. She didn't need to. She was already back in good standing with the family, and I'd have left it that way, but I'm still separate, y'all. I'm still separate. So we have Nick talking to Sally, and she makes the mistake of telling Sally that Victor wants him to work with Adam. And Sally is so, I hate Adam, bashing Adam. She don't want Nick to. Adam don't deserve it. And your father is forever pulling strings. She goes, would Adam even want you to work with him? She goes, I think not. So, I think that no, Adam's gonna let him do whatever he's gonna do. And Nick says, Adam is suffering, he's grieving like you. And he tends to go down these downward spirals. And my father wants me to be there to help. Sally goes, let him go through whatever he's gonna go through. She didn't care, right? She goes, I know he's your brother and everything, but you're not going to be able to save Adam from himself. Nobody can. And so Nick just looks at her and she goes, look, I'm sorry. That's your brother. I'm in a mood today. Maybe it's best you leave because I don't want to say something that's going to hurt you, Nick. I really don't. And he goes, well, but okay, we don't have to talk. We could watch a movie. She goes, no, I'd rather be alone. So he goes, okay. And he leaves her. Of course, he goes to Sharon. Tells Sharon. And Sharon is actually for him, trying to help Adam. Because she goes, are you going to do it, Nick? He goes, I don't know. She goes, you know, your brother could use your help. And I'm thinking, in what universe could Adam use his help? It's Adam's company. What's Victor going to do now? Come in and say, yeah, I gave you CEO of the company, but I'm doing co-CEO with Nick. See, no, that wasn't in the cards with me accepting the deal, Dad. So we'll see, because Nick is going to do it. And we're going to see how that fares. It's not going to fare well, period. But it would be interesting if the brothers did band together and stop Victoria in her tracks, and give Nate a what for, okay? Because Nate deserves some poetic justice coming his way, right? He deserves that, and Victoria too. They both do. So then we have Audra and Kyle downstairs at the dining. He's just, oh, look at this playboy stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those earrings look good on you. Uh-huh. Yeah, you like the flowers too. And oh yeah. And so she goes, yeah, I like things that sparkle. And so she says, and the flowers were nice too. She goes, they got handed to me in front of your wife. And he goes, summer's not my concern. She goes, you really don't care. He says, no, I just care that it got a good response from you, because you were the one saying you didn't know if you were going to have time for me. You might try to squeeze me in. He said, I thought I'd sweeten the pot. Right. So then he tells Audra, so she goes, well, it could be difficult. I mean, you're still going to be working with your ex-wife. And so he's like, no, that he quit. Summer, has Marquetti, and he left Jabot altogether. He says, so there's not going to be any awkwardness for me. And so she's like, really? Okay. So she's hinting like, you know what, I got some appreciation for you, because they're doing their little back and forth taunting sex talk kind of. And she goes, yeah, you know what? It would be nice to show you how much I like these earrings. And he goes, ooh, well, and he's leaning over to her, then let's go. And she says, well, rule number one, I don't want anybody in this hotel, not the staff, not anybody, to know my business. Discretion is key for me. And I'm thinking, is it really? Because you weren't that discreet when you were chasing after Noah, right? And so she goes, so your wife is staying here. She goes, I don't want nothing, no mess. She says, so you won't be coming upstairs with me, right? I will be going upstairs alone. And so he goes, okay. And she was, because she said, wait a few minutes and then come upstairs, stupid, right? So she goes to the stairs and she turns and she looks at him like, okay, I'll be waiting for you. And I got something good for you. Just don't come up right behind me, right? So he did. He waited because she was already changed in her little negligee slip on or slip tie. And he comes knocking on the door and she opens it, and oh, he comes in and can't wait. Ooh, yeah, they start getting it on again. See, okay, any protections? Any protections, Audra? Any birth control? What's going on? Because Kyle's just down for it. Anything. And so she tells him, I have complete autonomy as Jabot's Newman Media's CEO. And I could use an assistant. I could use a COO. My position is open. And he goes, what? Wait, no, it couldn't be that easy. Mm-mm. I mean, it wouldn't be that simple. Yes, I may have left the family company, but going to work for Newman, that's a different thing altogether. Because he's done that a couple times before, Kyle, a couple times before. So she goes, look, Adam Newman is over McCall. And Adam has already said he's coming after Newman Media. And I'm going to have a fight on my hands. I could use some help. And Kyle says, I can't stand Adam. That's a perk. That's a perk. She says, and we could see each other more. And Kyle's like, well, you know, I don't know, everybody. Remind me in comment corner. Did he give her an answer? Because I don't think he did yet. But we still got, come Monday, probably more of this bedroom scene going on, right? Because I don't think he gave her an answer, but we already know what's going to happen. He now is going to be working at Newman Media. Now he's going to be working there. So, and we'll see how Victor deals with that. We shall see. We'll see how Victor, what he's, my boy, what is this I hear? You've left my granddaughter, my beautiful, beautiful granddaughter, Summer. She was just trying to protect her mother, her, family. And you forced her to move. My boy, you better treat her better. We'll see. We'll see how Victor handles that. So that's it. Nothing else happened today at all. Really? That was just it. The best scene was to me Jack and Tucker. And Diane was trying to tell Ashley, what is it gonna take for you to drop this nonsense? And it's like Ashley's like, girl, please, please. You are not the negotiator. And so Ashley says, look, if you'd have asked me a week ago, I would have said, leave town, leave my brother, leave town, and that would be that. She says, but guess what? No, this is going to be too much fun. So there's nothing you could do or say or even offer that is worth what's going to happen. And Diane just looks at her, right? So let's go to comment corner. Yolanda says, wouldn't it be funny if we now start to see the Phyllis side of Summer? I know. Let's get some bad girl Summer. I think that's what's going to happen. Yolanda also says, that is just an interior design assignment at Chancellor's for Sally and Chloe. Sally is going crazy now. Well, she's still grieving. Really, it takes a long time to get over that. Yolanda says, good, a real job for Chelsea. I was wondering how long would they drag out this phony gaming mess along. Chelsea, not Daniel, are doing any programming. So you saying both of them aren't? Yeah, I don't think she's programming. He has programmers. She's just giving her ideas. Chelsea, not Daniel, are doing any programming. I see this SL being dropped soon. SL. Who has initials SL? Being dropped soon. Okay. It was not a good fit anyway. So just wait. So will Chloe get a job too? I know. If Chelsea goes to work for Summer, I think Chloe should go too, because Chloe and Chelsea, that's where their heart is. See, watch. Chloe's gonna have finished up the job with Chancellor. Sally, what's she gonna do? She gonna go work with Nick and Adam? Really? So we can look at the three of them? you know, and then Chloe would be free to work with Chelsea again. Keep an eye on her. Oh, wait a minute. I see this SL being dropped soon. Does that mean storyline? Why didn't you just write storyline? I don't know how storyline just popped into my head. SL, I'm thinking that that's somebody that they're going to drop from the show. What's with the acronyms? Anyway, you all know I can't stand that because it takes too long for me to figure it out. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the daily recap for Friday. I will be back on Monday with another Young and the Restless daily recap.